This week we're going to be looking at splines, and splines are 2D images that you can transform into 3D images. You can use them for a number of things such as walls, which you'll read in Chapter 2, as well as letters and text. So we've been primarily in the standard primitives. We're going to go over from geometry to shapes. Under shapes, you're going to see splines as your pull-down menu, the first option. Extended splines, NURBS, curves will be two things we'll be going over later. Under splines, you're going to see basically a line, a circle, an arc, and so forth. A line is just that. Click once to start it, click again to end it. The line will continue to be created until you right-click to end your creation. I'm going to create a two-point line. You can see in this two-point line, it is completely 2D. It is not 3D at all. I'm going to go under line again. I'm going to create another line, click a third time, click a fourth time, fifth. I'm going to finish this box by clicking on the point I started with. At that point, it'll ask me if I want to close the spline. Click yes. This is now a closed shape. Again, 2D. On the right side, we can change the creation mode to smooth. What that does is, click once, I click and hold the second time. Now I'm able to drag a smoother corner. Third time at that side, fourth time here, and I'm going to close my spline again. This can get a little bit tricky. I'm going to change the color of this one so it's a little easier to see. You can change the color of lines just as you can objects. You can see I have smoother edges and then the sharp point where I started. I'm going to do a file reset. Grab my splines again, line, and I'm going to make myself just a random object. Close the spline. Okay, now one modifier that I like to use a lot with my splines is called the sweep modifier. Now you can apply modifiers to lines just as you can anything else. On our modifier list, our stack list, you see line, just as we had box or sphere, and we are given the same options for the modifiers. Not every modifier will work because they are 2D objects. Sweep is the one we're going to use for our line. And as you can see, automatically it changes our line to a 3D shape. Now sweep is very nice because it has some built-in sections. Angle, bar, channel, sphere, T, and what these do is they change the shape of your line to fit one of those built-in shapes. So you can easily see using I-beams for this, or simple tubes, or simple designs. Now, in addition to the built-in sections, we can use custom sections. What custom sections are, they are your lines that you create the 3D model for. For example, I'm going to go ahead and create another small spline on the side here. This will be an arc, half moon shape. Yeah, they have a half round, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. So you go under Use Custom Selection, and you can pick what profile you want to use. We're going to use this one. And you can see that our line has a start and an end point. At the top, it begins to arc. So this arc is now the same as this arc. We can mirror this and play around with the angle at which the arc modifies. You can easily see this becoming a lazy river or some sort of a slide. Again, you can create 3D lines in different viewports. So I made a line with several segments on my top viewport. I'm going to go to my left viewport. You can now modify this line by clicking on either the segment, the spline, or the vertex. When I click vertex, you can see the points that I have made. When you click segment, the points are still there, but now we can click individual segments. And finally, the entire spline will be selected if you select spline. Vertex is mainly what I like to play with for the time being. So we are going to create this left viewport. We're going to start up pretty high, come down a little bit, down a little bit more, start evening out here. And we're going to stretch this. And I like that blue, so we're going to change it to blue. When things are yellow, that means they're activated, and you cannot do anything else other than what you selected. So we're going to turn that off, and now we're back to normal. So now we have a grade going down here. And hopefully you see where I'm going with this. So I'm going to create that. I'm going to select the spline that I created. I'm going to go to Sweep. I'm going to pick Custom Angle. There it is. And now I have a water slide going down. Okay. It's not very smooth. We can smooth that out if we wanted to by going to other modifiers. Mesh Smooth, for instance. Remember I told you it was a cheat, and now we're going to do a file reset here. I'm going to show you some of the, maybe in architecture, one way to do nice molding with this setup. So the first thing we're going to do is create a plane. This will be our ground. Okay. I'm just going to call floor. Usually the floor is not green, so we'll just change it to a wood color. And we're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to go AEC extended. Now we're just going to create some simple walls. Again, this is not usually used for perfection. I am not doing this exact. If I was, I can turn on snaps, which we'll go over later, I believe in this chapter. We're never going to go that high, so it's smaller so I can show you. Okay. Excellent. At this point, we're going to create a spline on the top of our wall. And how we do that is we basically copy the best we can the inside of the wall, 3 points. And as you can see from our other viewports, this spline we just created is on the bottom of the floor. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to move this up to the top. We're going to take our front viewport and zoom into where that spline would be. Doesn't matter where it's at right now. We're going to grab a line. We're going to grab a smooth drag type and a smooth initial type. This is the first point we make. What we're going to do here is click and hold, and when I let go of this button, it's going to start to curve. So we've got a simple ellipse, looks like. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take that original line that we had. We're going to add our sweep to it. Okay, so we've got some nice molding here. Now obviously the more intricate you make your molding, the more time you spend on it, the better it will look. Alright, so we're going to make a little bit more detailed piece of molding. In our front viewport, there's these magnets up top. These are snaps, and we'll go over these probably in Chapter 2, so you may be familiar with them now. I'm going to turn on that snap toggle, the first one. Line selected. Now you can see I'm on the grid. I'm going to select here. I'm going to go perfect straight line going up. Go across here, and go down onto that one. Close spline, yes. Okay, so now we have the base of our molding. Basically, if you were going to design this for a broom, you want the height of this to be the height of your molding, and then the length to be the length of your molding. In addition to this triangle, we're going to create some circles. These circles are going to form the design of our molding. I'm going to turn snaps off. Nice big one in the middle, and we'll make some smaller ones on the sides, a little closer. We can weld vertices. I'll show you how to do that in a second as well. There we go. Alright. We're going to take our big circle. Let's see if we can change the color so you guys will be able to see this a little better. There we go. Take the big triangle. We're going to go to the modifier tab. We're going to attach multiple lines. You can also click attach these lines individually. Okay. Or you could have went to attach multiple, selected the circles in this area. Attach multiple. There's the 3 circles. Highlight, highlight, highlight. Attach. And now they're attached. We have now one line here. At this point, we're going to go into our line subsection. We're going to go spline. Remember, spline selects the entire line. Vertex is the individual vertices. Segment will select just the segments. Okay. Between the vertices. Spline will give us this entire triangle we originally had. A little bit down in our menu bar, we have Boolean. Boolean gives you the union, subtraction, and intersection methods. We're going to use subtraction for this. So click subtraction, Boolean, make sure your triangle is selected. Spline is selected. So Boolean, and now what we're going to do is we're going to select these 3 circles. And magically, we have a nice cutout here. I didn't have to weld these, so I'll have to show you that on another day. Or right now. So one of these circles was off a little bit. And we go ahead and do our Boolean. You can see that we have 2 vertices that are off of each other. We want them sharp like this, as you would have lathing wood. So we're going to go to vertice. We're going to select those 2 vertices. Now we're going to do something called weld, and it's welding basically 2 vertices. So we have the 2 vertices selected, and this weld you could pretty much go pretty high. Just go about 50 there, and just click weld, and now you have some nice vertices. Last thing we're going to do with this piece of line is extrude it. Okay, so we have this line. Going to go to the extrude modifier, and amount, just go 100. Let's go 1000. You guys might be a little different, but what we're given here is a nice piece of molding. You can also use this with the sweep modifier to go around your room. If you have other piece of molding you want to put in this, that will work as well. So why don't you guys create yourselves a nice piece of molding the same way, and save it as molding.yourlastname.max. So we're going to go save as molding. Oh, I'll save it here. Save right to my desktop. Molding.yourlastname.max. And save it. Okay. And I want you to upload that to the class Dropbox.